We have a wild story here for you about social media. The Hill explains, Twitter is cracking down on accounts belonging to members of the alt-right movement in the wake of Donald Trump's victory in the presidential election, USA Today reported Wednesday. Twitter suspended the accounts of several prominent figures, including Richard Spencer, president of an alt-right think tank. Spencer, who had a verified account, told the Daily Caller that Twitter's action is, quote, is corporate Stalinism. And then Twitter went on to say, we don't comment on individual accounts for privacy and security reasons. So they're basically just trying to crack down on anybody who's viewed as alt-right. You know, by the way, another way to describe this, or at least some factions of the alt-right, is white nationalist. So kind of openly bigoted and, you know, against immigration. And I don't agree with them. I think they're bad people. But I wouldn't ban all their accounts, man. Come on. Like, see, you just gave them a credible argument to victimhood, you idiots. Like, don't get me wrong. So if we're talking about people who did direct threats of violence, yeah, ban them if they're part of the alt-right, ban them if they're part of any fucking group or no group at all. You're not allowed to do direct threats of violence. That's even against the law. Never mind Twitter having their own platform and banning whoever they want. So, look, I get they have the right to ban whoever they want because it's a private platform, but it's the principle of the thing. So, if you're talking about alt-right people or anybody who did direct threats of violence, yes, ban them. If you're talking about cases of libel, where, you know, they're saying something that is factually incorrect and smears somebody's name on purpose, you know, I don't know, just to give an example of, I heard X, Y, and Z is a pedophile, and they have 1 million followers, and it's just not true, and there's no evidence for it. Well, yeah, of course you could ban that person. That's fucking libel. That's also not just something you can't do on a private platform. That's also against the law. Now, it's notoriously hard to prove for good reason, but we all get it. If you want to ban people for direct threats of violence or libel, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. But the way that the articles are framed on this, and I don't know, Twitter would have to explain more to me so I understand it fully. Maybe they have an argument that I'm not seeing. But if their point is, no, they're just part of the alt-right, and we are saying, by definition, we're going to ban them, well, that's preposterous, and that you don't believe in free speech. You have to believe in free speech if you don't believe in free speech, for those who you disagree with the most, you don't believe in it at all. Because then what you're saying is, you're free to say the things that I approve of you saying. That's not free at all. That would be the opposite of free. So, you know, it kills me inside that I have to come out here and defend this loathsome group of ignorant assholes who I don't agree with politically, and I honestly think many of them are stupid. Like, they fell for the most, you know, banal, surface-level, ridiculous arguments, and they probably don't have any minority friends, so they're able to just embrace tribalism fully and say, they're the other, and it's us versus them, and we're the good guys, and they're the bad guys. And so I hate them, and I don't agree with them, and I argue against them. I mean, you go through my fucking videos, you'll find a million things arguing against the ideology that they hold. But that's not the point. The point is, even though they have that ideology, and because people don't like it and it's not palatable, doesn't mean we get to say, I'm going to shut you down, I'm going to censor you, I'm going to ban you, because that's you being authoritarian and you genuinely victimizing them. And look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I wouldn't ban Milo Yiannopoulos from doing his goofy, idiotic talks on college campuses. I wouldn't ban Ben Shapiro from doing his goofy talks on college campuses. I don't agree with those guys. In fact, I think many of their ideas are laughable. But when you ban them, you make them stronger, and you make them victims, and you expose something about your own character too, which is you're not as good of people as you think you are if you're so quickly willing to go to authoritarianism and ban dissenting opinions. Because authoritarianism is the problem here. I'm against authoritarianism on the right and when it happens to pop up on the left. And this is an example of left authoritarianism where it's like, you say things that make me uncomfortable, and even though you didn't do a direct threat of violence, you didn't do libel, I'm still going to ban you because you're saying things that make me feel uncomfortable. Well, fuck your safe space. I don't believe in microaggressions. I don't believe in safe spaces. You know, trigger warnings, that's all childish garbage that makes liberals look like pampered little pricks, and we're not. So it's time to take back the mantle of liberalism and understand that one of the key parts of it is freedom of speech and freedom of expression. I'm going to let those guys talk. I'm going to let you finish, to steal from Kanye West. But then when you're done talking, I'm going to expose you for the idiot you are, because you're a fucking moron. So I will expose the alt-right for being morons, but I don't have to ban them to do it. Banning them is totally wrong.